everyone, this is Goldie. I hope you're all doing well and safe. So, I finally got to do this. As you know guys, I love to travel. You can see it in my Facebook page and my Instagram account. I've been posting photos about the places I go to, my trips, and a lot of you ask questions from how I prepare, the places I see, to questions about the budget, the food, and of course, what I decide to wear on my trip. And so, I'm going to do this vlog series to tell you about my recent travels, some behind the scenes, and then share some tips so you can use in your own travel. I hope you guys will enjoy and learn something. I will start with my last out-of-the-country trip, Morocco. Some information about this country. It is part of North Africa, bordering the Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea. It's a mixed culture of Berber, Arabian, and European influences. It is very charming and beautiful country. It covers part of the Sahara Desert. It is colorful, romantic, exotic, and mystical. If you've seen the movie Aladdin, you know what I'm talking about. And guys, yes, I actually traveled during this time of the pandemic. A lot of people ask me how I did it, and I will tell you about it in this episode. So let me start with the why. I've been itching to travel because I haven't done it for 6 months since I've got locked up in the US for also 6 months. So I went to my bucket travel list and checked which countries are open for tourists. It was a bit hard to actually get an up-to-date information as it changes frequently. Nevertheless, with a little patience and perseverance, I got a confirmation that Morocco is already open. And just to be sure, I actually emailed the Embassy of Morocco in the Philippines and I got a confirmation. All I need is a negative PCR test taken within 72 hours of your arrival, a round-trip ticket, a confirmed hotel booking. And then the next thing I planned was my schedule, leaves and working days. One important note for people like me who is working 40-hour job with considerable responsibility at work, then my advice to you guys is put it on your priority to-do list to avoid stress during and after your good vacation. Also, one important note before you travel is, of course, research the places you wanted to see, what you need to be aware of the country you're going to, the requirements, and of course, the costs. An itinerary is the first thing I did, and then checked the costs and made adjustment on my budget. My usual travel are DIYs, that do it yourself. But this time, this trip, I decided to contact a travel agent. I chose a travel agent during this pandemic because I wanted to make sure that it is actually safe, hassle-free, and I want to make the most of my pandemic vacation a very good and worthwhile vacation. So let me give you some pandemic safety tips. Bring your own supply of masks and always wear them. Change frequently. Bring your own alcohol or sanitizer, that's always handy. A water flask or a water bottle. Also, always follow basic protocols. Physical social distancing, whenever you can, always wash your hands. And the last very important tip, get a travel insurance. Nowadays, you can already get a COVID-inclusive travel insurance just to be safe. Okay, so now let's talk about the actual travel. The flight. It will take about 2 days of your itinerary for your travel time. A day going there and a day coming home. It was easy, no hassle, as long as you have your requirements with you readily available whenever you need it. The flight from Cebu to Dubai takes about 8 hours, layover of 4 hours, and then the flight to Casablanca is about another 8 hours. It's a long flight, guys, so be ready with that. By the way, there are two options that you can choose to enter Morocco. It is either via Casablanca or via Marrakech. Actually chose Casablanca as it worked better for my itinerary that I had in mind. Now let me tell you about the actual trip. I booked a 7-day tour which started in Casablanca and ended in Marrakech. I arrived in Casablanca around 1 p.m. When I got there, my guide and my driver were already in the airport ready to pick me up. They took me straight to my hotel, which is very near the Hassan 2 mosque. Day one wasn't too long because I arrived in the afternoon, but I got a chance to roam around Casablanca by car and stop by the Hassan 2 mosque. It is very grand as it is the second largest mosque in Africa. They also allow non-Muslim to actually enter the mosque. However, because of the pandemic, they have not been open. Here, I just walked around and took some pictures around the area because it sits beside the Atlantic Ocean. The wind was so cold and brutal. That's why I wasn't able to stay too long. Also, I was very mindful with the time because all over Morocco, the curfew starts at 9 p.m. So everything closes around 8 p.m. in the evening. My guide took me to a dinner place facing the ocean, and the food is really good and the servings are huge. After breakfast, the next morning I'm off to my next destination, Chefchaouen. Off to Rabat and then Chefchaouen. And listen to the music. We stopped by the capital of Morocco, Rabat. I went around the historic place called Casbah, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Here I also tried if Hassan 5th Tower is open. Unfortunately, they were closed. Again, because of the pandemic. But I still managed to take some good pictures around the area. Then we're off to Chefchaouen. It was a first long drive around 3 to 4 hours. Hi! Again! We are at the blue city of Morocco. And it's very cold. It's cold morning, nobody's here, shops are closed. But you wanna look around because our trip will be at 9 in the morning. So it's around 8 now. So we have 30 minutes to walk around. And look at the blue wall, blue doors. So nice. So for now, this is our third day. Look at that. It's the Medina of Morocco. Not really the Morocco, but the Chefchaouen, I mean. Bye! It is called the Blue City of Morocco because of its blue and whitewashed buildings in its old town, a narrow labyrinth of lanes, and local shops surrounded by breathtaking mountains. The Chefchaouen is a popular tourist destination. The weather is so cold. One popular theory is that the blue color keeps mosquitoes away, but since every corner is Instagrammable, its beauty attracts tourists. I also stayed in a charming riad and tried my first Moroccan mint tea. Next stop is Fez. The drive going to Fez is an agricultural area with a farmland of olives, oranges, and vegetables. Fez exudes culture and history, another UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is a busy walled maze-like Medina, seems overwhelming. I wandered down the narrow alleys wishing to get to visit the oldest and the biggest tannery in Morocco. But then it was Friday they were closed. So I just enjoyed wandering around the Medina. It is very easy to get lost inside the Medina, something I experienced myself. Having your own local guide is also a tip. Make sure to know which signs you should follow before you leave your riad or your hotel, because even Google Maps can find it hard to navigate in this maze. I also had my first taste of the famous tagine, a famous Moroccan Berber dish cooked in a pot with a cone-shaped lid. It's braised with spices, garlic, onions, olives, and lemon. Hi! We are at the Rory restaurant. It's one of a kind. Recommended. So I'm going to do or try their tagine. This is beef and this is chicken. And it's so tender, the beef. Very good. Really good. I'm joking. Really good. Freshly baked bread as well. It goes really well. And then of course my wine. I'm gonna try their bread. It's like pandesal. But yummier. A different kind of pandesal. I highly recommend that you try this place. Next up is my most anticipated destination, the Sahara Desert. After a very good breakfast, I started my experience traveling south to Merzouga Desert, where we made our first stop at Ifran City, which also they call the Switzerland of Morocco. Hi! Welcome to Ifran, the little Switzerland of Morocco. It's cold, it's so nice, all pine trees, you're top of the mountain. And then to Merzouga via Midlet and the Ziz Valley. During this journey, I experienced a glimpse of the Middle Atlas and the Higher Atlas Mountains, passing the famous cedar forest, which is the largest in Morocco. Obviously, you'll notice how the scenery changes to reveal the hints of the desert. The journey continues along the spectacular Ziz Valley, stopping for a panoramic views along the way. Before going to our camp, we had our lunch and tried the Berber pizza. After a very long road trip, this is like 8 hours, we're here! We are stopping by at Cafe Nora. They offer Berber pizza, so we're gonna try it out. So this is the place you're facing, Sahara Desert. That could be our glamping site. I don't know where would that be, but this is 8-hour ride. This is how we look right now. 8-hour ride. Okay, so wait, I'm interested to show you something. So we were shocked. They ordered this for us. So they offer one. Before our Berber pizza, they gave us an appetizer. And it's what you call rice salad. A lot of spices and olive taste. Hello, that is Berber pizza. Thank you. Looks yummy. Okay guys, so this is already our Berber pizza. Interesting, they already cut it. So it's made of eggs, beef inside, there's carrots, there's parsley, there's spices. I'm not so sure what else is inside, but it looks yummy. So let's try this on. It's good. It's weird, but it's good. So we're gonna feast on this first. So bye. I'm so hungry. It's been an 8-hour ride. So first activity was the camel ride, appreciating the unique beauty of the spectacular Erg dunes, the wavy, deep, reddish-orange dunes watching the sunsets. It is picturesque and breathtaking. The cold, dry, fine sand in my feet makes me want to just lay and enjoy every moment. The sunset is mesmerizing. I fell in love with this place. Then we headed off to our camp, Dia Luxury Desert Camp. Dinner time! This is so cute. This is the dinner place. So guys, our dinner was like the soup, the tangine, which is vegetable, and now we had the barbecue and barbecue goat. It's goat and it's so yummy. I mean, like seriously yummy. We've finished a lot and really good with wine. This is a free wine from the other table. He gave us wine. It's a Moroccan wine, by the way. It's really good too. It's amazing. It's a lucky night for us. Bye guys. I'm still gonna. I also experienced live performance of Berber music by the campfire while stargazing. It is truly a magnificent experience. Make sure you don't miss to add Saharadesert as your primary destination in Morocco. The next morning, I witnessed the sunrise and it is equally magnificent. Got to enjoy every last minute in my stay in the desert. Now we are off to Todga George, driving through the Dades Valley where I saw majestic rock formation. Then we continue to Ouarzazate, the Hollywood of Africa. We stayed here overnight. The next day, we had our tour at the largest Kasbah in Morocco, the Mud Brick City. It is recognized as an iconic highlight in North Africa. It is famous as a backdrop of many films including Gladiator and of course Game of Thrones. This time is worth of a visit. Our journey continues over the high Atlas Mountains where you can stop by and have a sumptuous lunch. Then off to my last stop, Marrakech. It's rust-colored Medina, which earns the nickname the Red City. Again, a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Welcome to Marrakech.
Yes, thank you, Hassan. My Marrakech trip is no longer part of my tour package, as I want to experience a DIY. A 2-day stay here was worth the time, and my travel agent booked me a local guide who showed around the area. We visited the main square surrounded by souks and restaurants, the busy, chaotic plaza with all the things vibrant. I met locals in their traditional dresses, some dancers, and even snake charmers. We went around the area and strolled in the famous Koutoubia Mosque, surrounded by lash of rose gardens and oranges. This is where I finally got to see the tannery, where leather is dyed and processed. But brace yourself, it could be a little stinky, because the key component of this process is animal feces and urine. The rest of the day, I just enjoyed staying at my riad and finished some work. To cap my stay in Marrakech, I made it a point to visit and have a dinner at the famous La Mamounia Hotel. And there you go, that's about my 8-day trip in the country. Here are a few reminders when you visit Morocco. My top highlights for this trip are: number 1, the food is affordable, tastes really good, and always come in big servings. Number 2, love the Riyadh. And lastly, the Sahara Desert Camp experience. Overall, I had an amazing experience. I definitely recommend to include Morocco in your travel destination. The country is filled with culture and natural wonders. The past is always present in this diverse country. Lastly, I want to thank my travel agent, Moroccotraveling, for taking care of me and for giving me safe and unforgettable time in Morocco.
We're at Casablanca Airport. So we're going home in 7 days. Had fun, amazing Morocco. And our tour agency was Moroccotraveling. And they're actually very great. Our tour guide, Mohammed, our driver, Hassan, they're very kind, very good. So we had a great time, I guess. It's 101% in Morocco. Bye everyone. Bye Morocco. See you again.
Again, this is Goldie, and I hope you had fun watching this video. Till next time, bye everyone!